What is happening, guys? Welcome to FPL Tactics, where we look to master the beautiful game of FPL. 3 points I want to talk about today: Game Week 22 and Game Week 23. What does that look like? There are a lot of transfers out there, so I've got two free transfers to be using. And if you have one transfer, I'll be sharing my thoughts on that. But there is a lot of options to bring in, especially planning for that game week, that double game week as well. And captains, just like this week, captains, there's quite a few options out there, so I'll be looking at that as well. On the topic of the captains, I know a lot of people have captained Haaland because of this guy. This guy pulled us. I mean, in a lot of ways, he did say he's in the squad. Going for a jog is what he was doing. But yeah, I know a lot of people took some hits to get Haaland in and also captained him, which is obviously a nightmare for their teams. But this is FPL and this is what it is. Please like and subscribe the content. I'm loving all the comments. It's helping me put out more content. Let's get into it. So this is what the game week is looking like at the end of the West Ham game. So I'm at 54 points. I don't think that's going to change because I don't think I'm due any bonus points. Bowen has had an absolute shocker. But overall, actually, I'm feeling quite positive because generally the team has come in. The defence definitely not, and Martinez, as usual, getting it wrong. But that's fine because Ariel didn't have too much to say, although he did get an extra save point. So I would say that's still a wrong decision, but that's fine because Richarlison came through, Saka came through, Foden, Alvarez, Watkins. I'm pretty happy with the returns from the team, and considering I got the captain wrong, I still got a small green arrow, and I rolled the transfer. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty positive about where the team is at, and I'm so glad that we did have that small green arrow so that we can move into that because we're going to position ourselves extremely well, hopefully for the game week 23. But yeah, that's just where the team's at. I'm pretty happy as well. So small green arrow. I'm currently sitting at 324636, and that's going to be going down. I think it's looking to be closer still in the 300k, but we'll be looking to enter into that top 200k hopefully in the next couple of game weeks as well. So I'm going to look at transfers now. So obviously I've got a couple ideas of the people that I want to bring in and I want to share that with you. But a lot of the players that are very popular at the moment, obviously De Bruyne is just an absolute dream to watch. When you don't own De Bruyne and he's on the ball, it is terrifying. But he's a nightmare to try and get into the team because he's pretty expensive, and also with the three Man City players it can be difficult. If you're not in that position and you don't have De Bruyne, I think he's a great shout to get in. Obviously, you need to maybe make some transfers to make room for him financially, but yeah, great option as well. A lot of people are talking about Trippier and Gordon because of the Luton and the fixtures for Newcastle. Also, Tony scored, so everyone's thinking double game week coming up. Is he also an option as well? So it's something to think about. For me, because I do have the two transfers, I do kind of want to be getting rid of at least one of these Burnley players because I just feel like they're taking up space and I should be utilising that a lot more as well. And that's where I would like to bring in Trippier. Um, on this side as well, Saka, he's got Liverpool coming up. He does have some good fixtures, but I just feel that the money could be better spent by bringing in Gordon. The thing is with Gordon and Saka, I feel like Gordon is 2 million cheaper, and everything in Newcastle's way of playing, Gordon is always in about it. He's always getting talked about. He's always on the ball. He's always in the box. He's just that player that generally points seem to be coming his way. And I think, Foden is a similar sort of player when the likes of Grealish and Haaland are not, De Bruyne are not in the team. It kind of comes towards him. Alvarez obviously shines as well. But I would say Gordon, Palmer, these are the type of players that are really instigating everything in that team as well. So I definitely think he's someone I want to be bringing in. I think he's a great option for 6.1 million, someone I really wanted to get in for quite a while as well. And also just to think about, Isak and Wilson will be injured, so they're going to be looking for someone to score their goals, and Gordon definitely is that person that seems to be got the most momentum and also most fire as well. So yeah, he's just a good option from that perspective. Um, does it make that is there an argument to say that because Isak and Wilson are not playing, does that reduce Gordon's chances? I think he gets more chances, to be honest. So I think it's a good option. Now that the enigma of trying to figure out how do we get Haaland in the team, and the only way that I really see doing that is by either taking a hit and taking an 8 point hit to get him in by getting rid of Ake and selling Solanke or Watkins, or I sell Julian Alvarez and getting Haaland as well. And I just do think that Alvarez, he's a great player. He's been very consistent, and certainly from a minutes perspective, he's also been very consistent. But I just feel that Haaland is a better option. The other option is I can do is to bring back Osaka, and that way we're selling Foden for Gordon, and in that way we can then swap the likes of Watkins or Solanke for Haaland as well. So we still remain with three players, three Man City players, but at least then we're able to keep Alvarez, because with De Bruyne coming back, there's then question marks on Foden's minutes. But it was interesting to see that Foden, got the 70 minutes, even though De Bruyne was playing. I think they linked up very well. It looked like it could be working. So I do think that maybe there is potential that he is going to still play there, and I think that's kind of a wait and see. But I do like the idea of having Gordon in the team, and Trippier. Definitely that's the look, because we've got Luton at home as well. So I just think that that's probably the moves I'm going to make, and then I'm going to wait and see what the press conferences are saying about Haaland. Most likely he will start, and so then I have a big decision to make. Do I bite the bullet and take the hit and get Haaland in, or do I get on my praying knees and hope that Haaland doesn't score a hat-trick against Brentford, because that is a scary time to be. But there is a lot of good players that are very high up, even in the top 1k, that haven't had Haaland for a long time, and so they've managed to get away with it. So there is a good argument for it, but it is a little bit of an enigma as well. So now I just want to talk about captains. So we got Richarlison playing against Everton. Obviously Man City are playing against Brentford, so that could definitely be Haaland as well. Watkins with Sheffield United and Palmer with Wolves. These are the kind of options that I am thinking. You also do have Solanke as well with Forest, and Solanke's been scoring. He's an absolute goal machine, the guy. So he is an option. Also, because I am thinking about bringing Anthony Gordon in, he will have Luton as well. So this is the thing with one of these game weeks, and this is something I think that people always need to, that it's always worth discussing. When there is a very obvious captain, my kind of belief is generally that you go with the best captain, because that is, if it doesn't go for you and you go against it, it really hurts your rank. But when it's a game week like this, where there is a lot of good captain options out there, it's always good to try and go a bit differential, because I think it hurts you less, but the gain is still pretty big. As well for up the rank, and so the chances are that it won't hurt you too bad. I mean, for example, this last game week, I still got a green arrow, even though I got the captain wrong. So there's a little bit more forgiveness there. But if Bowen scored a brace, I definitely would have increased on my rank quite significantly, because he was a differential captain. And so there is upside there. So I would say that the main options are, you've got Richarlison. He's been scoring seven games in a row he's scored. Haaland, obviously, against Brentford, will he come back with a vengeance? Watkins with Sheffield United, again, consistently scoring. Sheffield United, I would say, are a struggling team. I think their goal difference is absolutely horrific. So there's definitely going to be goals in that game. And then we've got Solanke with Forest as well. Forest seem to be quite an attacking mindset against Nunez, and so I do think that he is another option, bit differential. But I think the safe captains are probably under, Man City player, most likely Haaland, maybe De Bruyne if you have him. I did talk about Palmer. He's a penalty kick taker. He has been scoring very consistently, but again, he's very differential. So I think the safe captain would probably be the likes of Haaland if he's playing, or Watkins, I would say, is maybe a good one as well. But these are the options that I think definitely you should be considering. And yeah, hopefully that is helpful. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what kind of captain you're going to be doing, so please put it in the comments, and also please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I really enjoy putting out this content, but I enjoy even more when I hear from you guys in the comments and learning about what you're doing, because again, learning as we go. It's been a great game week. But the most important thing is being patient with your team in this point, because it's very easy to try and trigger the wild cards, but with lots of changes coming up, it's most important to wait and see where the team's at. And hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully we have the right captains coming this game week. That's all she wrote. Catch you guys next time.